Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss and show you the completion of my December daily of 2016. I finally finished it last night. For the most part, there is a few journaling spots that I need to add, but I wanted to go ahead and discuss that with you. I would have shown you guys everything that I've done, but literally this morning I spent 2 hours trying to import the videos. There was at least 15 of them because I consolidated 3 days into one video, or was trying to at least. Trying to import them from my phone to my computer, and unfortunately I believe the files are corrupted. They will not import for whatever reason. I was getting little bits and pieces that were in the middle, and I was like, okay, that's just pointless to try to show them little 10 seconds here and there that are just coming through. So I just believe that it's corrupted, and so instead of wasting any more time of my day, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what I've done, and then I'll do a walkthrough of the actual completed album. Okay, so let me just grab a paper, just white, so that we can see everything that popped up. So here was my original thought. I had this doodle bug. I actually have two of this ephemera pack, and in the one ephemera pack, I noticed there was a lot of duplicates, and I thought, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to use all these milk and cookies and candies for, so I'm just going to go ahead and have them all throughout, you know, the little 2x2 squares, and so to make day 23. And then in that, I was going to have a picture of my scrapbooking room because I was working on the December daily throughout that month. And so, and just to kind of show like the whole chaos of my actual room. And when I was working on it, I was like, gosh, milk and cookies and candy, that doesn't really have anything to do with my scrapbooking room. And I'm just kind of showing it to you there. Let me actually see if I can lower it a little bit. There, that's better. And then I thought, speaking of milk and cookies, I gotta remember that we gotta bake cookies for Santa to put on a Santa plate. Now, that is when I was like, wait a minute, scratch that. And this is just this year that I'm thinking this. And I thought, you know what? I should take a picture of my great aunt's china painting that she used to do. And I remember being a little girl when all of my aunts and grandmas and everybody sitting around a table, and they would kind of do their own crafts. It was like kind of like their craft time that they would get together. And so I have 3 pieces that she has painted and signed, and I used the Santa Claus plate for his actual cookies. And then this one is more of a little bit of a bowl, and I use that one, it's the holly and berries for the nuts. And then I also have this one as well with the poinsettias. And so I was like, you know what? Because I'm already taking this, and yes, I didn't do this in 2016, that doesn't matter to me. I want the story told about these 3 dishes because I'm not sure if they're actually going to last in 20 years. I mean, they are up in the shelf that nobody could reach. I have to get a ladder to get to them, and my family knows these plates are off limits, so I'm trying to preserve them as long as I can. I did add some sequins. Looking back on it now, I wish I would have added red. I did add some old metal charms that I actually discussed in my homemade DIY for my 2018 December daily. I included those in there. But like I said, one thing I loved about trying to use up as much as this ephemera pack is they had duplicates in the same ephemera pack, just different colors. They would like switch colors, and that to me did not bother me. It was just a great way to use it up. And hold on one second, honey, okay? You need the walkie-talkies? Okay, I am so sorry, guys, to put you guys on pause. My kids are needing me for a quick second. One moment. Okay, sorry about that. They're going out to the neighborhoods, and we told them last night that because they're exploring and going through the mountains, they need to bring their walkie-talkies so that way I can get a hold of them at any time. All right, now moving on. This is Christmas Eve, and so I wanted to do a little bit something different with Christmas Eve just because we didn't have any pictures. So I included the "'Twas the Night Before" Christmas poem, and then I included this tag and just kind of stapled it to the top, and try to use again as many stickers as I could from that sticker sheet. I included a little stamp that says "Here Comes Santa Claus," and it's a picture of Santa getting a quick surprise when he saw the flash of him being caught in the living room. Okay, so that is day 24. Let me see if I can, and I wanted something just kind of loosely to hang up different, because I knew that if I didn't want it to be horizontal in the album, so I wanted it to kind of float around in this little album like this. So I really like the look of that tag. Okay, so now I'm moving on to Christmas Day. I included the last little bit of the little clips that you can, reminds me of a bobby pin, but that have the little enamel shapes on it. I included my own little card again, trying to use up those stickers as much as I can. I put the no peeking. It's my daughter holding her first American Girl doll, well, her only American Girl doll. She had been wanting one for a really long time, and that year they came out with ones that were like half the price. They were a little bit smaller. It was perfect. She absolutely loved it. Then I did get a picture of our, there's candy canes that were in hearts that were left by Santa, and then I got all of our feet. Now, I'm not one that needs to rush out, make sure everyone's socks match. I'm like, nope, I'm keeping it real and just living in that moment. And I mean, I'm wearing 2 different socks. My daughter's not even wearing socks, but I did not care. And this is probably one of my favorite photos. And it's just something very simple that I had captured. So I did put the number there on the stocking to include day 25. This was my son's favorite gift because I've noticed throughout the years when I would try to take photos, they're so busy going through all of the, opening up their presents that everything was like a blur in my photo, in my camera. So now I just videotape it, and then they can take a picture with their favorite present that they got. And in this case, it was my son's Nerf gun rival. And then here he is with one of the neighbor kids, and they're about ready to go have some fun. Just playing games. It reminds me of when I was a kid with all the neighborhood kids having little teams and stuff. So I am going to journal that. And then this layout, or this December daily for 2016, is done and in the books. And the only thing I need to do is just 2015. And I think I'm actually going to work on 2015 before I go into my 2018. I know that sounds crazy, but I just kind of want to get that one done as well because I had already started it and I don't want too much more time to go on. But this is I want to say it's a Brandy Kincaid. I could be wrong. Album. I don't even remember. It wasn't Allie Edwards though design. It was someone else's. Like she has a couple of designers. And so I picked that one. I used some acetate and I just cut it down to a 6x8 size. I did a printable calendar, and then here I start just going on day 1. Now I didn't do a whole lot of interactive. This was my second attempt to try to do a December daily. I had only gotten to, I think in 2015, day 5 or 6. And that's it. So I was used to kind of like Project Life and Pocket pages where you kind of just put everything in, but I did try to include a few little different ways to include the so it felt a little bit more interactive. Again, like one way is I put the tag here. This was a very emotional time for me. I was saying goodbye to my sister, and he was not my brother-in-law yet, but they spent their last night with us, and then they went back to Hawaii where he is from. So, and where they live now, and well, not her or him, but you know, I hate when I get all tongue twisted when I'm trying to do a voiceover or to talk to you guys. She is not from Hawaii. He was born and raised on Hawaii, but she moved out there. So they went back to their home, and you know, it was just a really, really hard time because I miss my sister dearly and I love him so much. I love them two together, and I just wish she was here. So I did not include always Christmas papers. That is one thing that if I liked it, it was going in my album. I made sure too that actually I made sure throughout my whole album that they weren't the same numbers. I was kind of going whatever fit with that actual layout or that spread. So you're going to see that constantly changing throughout. This was right before we went to go see How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And that performance, and I took lots of pictures. I got these from the dollar bin back in 2016, I believe. Might have even been 2015. And Simple Stories it had these phrase stickers, and it had all the reindeer names, and I could not think of another time I was going to ever use those, so I included them there. Then I love this picture of my son about ready to watch my husband put the topper on the tree. Still need a journal about that because this is when we realized my son was just too big, and my daughter was getting way too big for my husband to lift them up and have them put it on the top of the tree for his back, because of his back. Then this is my daughter and I. We went to go see the Nutcracker performance with her Girl Scouts. I still need to include this picture. I keep forgetting about this, of what the house looked like at nighttime with the all lit up. So need to definitely finish that as well. So, I mean, for the most part, this is done. There's just a few things I need to go back and just kind of add. I did have to cover this up because it is where my kids go to school at. But this is when they did the Polar Express theme. Just a really, it was so beautifully done for their breakfast with Santa. So you pay for it, you go and you have, you know, pancakes and bacon, and you know how there's like the little Santa's workshop. They actually have a boutique, so everybody makes their own stuff for the most part and then sells it for the kids to shop and everything. And then you go and take a picture with Santa, and they have all these little photo op places all around campus. And then the next day, on day 11, we went with some friends of ours, and we went to go check out the Christmas lights. This place is insane. It's literally blocks and blocks of houses, decorative. Most of them have their own sheds, and when you go to purchase a home in that neighborhood, you literally have to sign a contract that you are going to decorate. And most of the time, the owners that are selling are actually giving you everything because they don't want it anymore. So it is just crazy. And they have hot cocoa and cookies to give to the kids, and there's Christmas caroling and singing. It is just amazing. There's actually 2 places like that here in San Diego. All right, so then day 12, this is when I got the movies that I ordered, and I just got this off the internet because these happened to be the movies that I did order, except for the one on this one. This is the one with Kate Winslet. I did not have that one, nor was I going to purchase it, so I just kind of covered it up with the sticker, and then I talked about the movie that we went and watched that night. And then day 13 was the day my stocking holders came in, and I had been wanting them forever. They're from Pottery Barn, and every year when they clearance them out, I miss it because you have to get it right then and there. And it was on my way right before I went to work, and I thought, you know what, I haven't even checked this year. I went online, and lo and behold, they were on clearance for more than half. Like, they were like 75% off, and it came with free shipping, and I picked them up. So I have those, and then this is day 14, talking about my daughter's finds. These are what her Christmas ornaments were for that year. Then she had her Girl Scout gingerbread making with her Girl Scout troop. This is, again, day 16 was talking about soccer. It was freezing cold, below 50, and my little girl, who was at the age of only 6 at the time, was a trooper. I was freezing my tush off and complaining, and she wasn't. So I got to hand it for a 6-year-old girl. That's how dedicated she is when it comes to soccer. Day 17 is when my husband ran my half marathon without any training whatsoever. So we were definitely super proud of him that day. I just wanted to, like, again, incorporate this. I saw this from Allie Edward. She had done something very similar, and I kind of just made my own with the template from a Silhouette Studio, and then I journaled it going diagonal. Day 18 is when I don't have anything really to fill those days. It usually means that I was in a really pressed for time, probably just trying to, all the hustle and bustle, right? So I included a Jingle Bell Rock. I really liked that. I don't know if there's more lyrics to this. I just saw this one and just printed it, and then in hopes that at least my daughter and my son will know some of the lyrics, because I don't know them. And then day 19 was my daughter's Christmas list to Santa. Day 20, again, just hit on journaling. This was about my kids' Christmas performance for their school. Day 21, nothing really going on here, so I just printed or took pictures of the ornaments that I picked all in this year, because we had started this tradition of the candy tree in 2013. And I have never purchased my own. My kids would always pick them out for themselves, and then my husband and I would get 2 different ones for the other tree that's in the living room. And my kids got a kick that I had picked out my own. So it was a nutcracker, this little ice cream one, because I absolutely love ice cream, and then this little sleigh, which these 2 are probably my favorite. Day 22, this was all about playing a game that my daughter had won from her prize box called Tensies. So I kind of talk about that in here. Really fun game. Then on the back, I wanted to mirror everything so that way it was back to back so you couldn't see anything. And I just stamped a holiday to remember. and then creating that same wreath. And then I've already kind of discussed, you know, these last bit of pages. And this is it. I am done. Wow, what I have to say is to accomplish this project, such a good feeling. Doesn't matter that this was from 2 years ago. You know, there was a post I was reading up today about, does it feel, you know, I'm not feeling that it's as magical. And you know what, working on it, even in the current time when I was working in the very beginning of this album in 2016, I wouldn't say it felt very magical. I felt pressed for time. And I feel that, to me, all the magic happens while looking back on what I have created. So this is it, guys. This is my 2016 album. I am pretty much done. I'm just going to fill out a few things to put the journaling in, and it is done. And I love, 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 love it. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this whole process of my 2016 December daily. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys, and you all have a wonderful day. Bye.